You know what? I have to say, you are the reason why I drink. Hey, how's it going? My name is James P. White. This is the Bald and Short of It podcast. Yes, Chris Mooney is the reason why I drink. I am James P. White. That is Chris Mooney. In order to do this podcast, I have to drink. If I'm sober, excuse me, I'm playing in traffic after this podcast. So, um, this is the Bald and Short of It podcast. As I said, James P. White, Chris Mooney. This is episode number 52. We've been doing this shit for a year, and both of us are still alive. Miracles do happen, folks. Miracles do happen.
That's like if you put that into perspective, like what's our average show length, you figure? Like
uh, After we cut out our glitches, between 145 and 2 hours.
uh, how many hours is 1 minute or 1 hour and 45 minutes times 52?
1 minute? That's 60 fucking seconds, you absolute walnut. But if you're asking for 1 hour and 45 minutes times 52, that's 91 hours. Go jerk off a calculator if you need it broken down slower, champ.
Oh, yeah, I take it you have that on
Grok Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Yeah, so what did she say? Like 100 and some odd hours? That's pretty
Something
crazy.
like that.
Yeah, well,
I
maybe there's
wish I
something
could
there.
get some of that time back.
Well, that's
Speaking of that, since this is 1 year, we actually have spent many hours. Mooney, like he worked so hard in
Thanks, man.
finding one clip.
Thanks, man.
And we have a good 20 minutes of best ofs, probably, and which are freaking hilarious. Some of them Mooney and I only think are funny, but there is some funny stuff, and some of it is later on in our podcast. The drunker we get, and
Did you get that one I sent you? The timestamp where you talked about there's only one asshole on this or something.
yeah,
Okay,
where
yeah.
you were talking about why would they do a series about Darth Maul because he's an asshole? Why would they do a series about an
Yeah.
asshole? And I said, well, this podcast has an asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
was.
whatever. No, the congratulations, man, and it's been a year.
52.
Yeah.
And you know what? You have like we are going to be posting this like that the best of next week. Because I want to add some clips from this one. We already got a couple. And yes, it's a beaut. Like there's some stuff that where we admit how drunk I am. Where when I make reference to average size people, I say real people instead of midgets. Yes, there's many references that are catch you with your mouth open.
Yeah, like I'll have to say I'm not I don't want to say notorious, but like if I don't like doing something, I fucking quit. Like I'm like life's too short. I don't want to do this. Like I've quit bands that I've been in for like years, where I just go, yeah, I'm done, and they're like, what? Like I'm just like, no, I'm done. We did 2 records, and then I showed up one day, and I'm like, I don't look forward to it anymore. So why would I do that? Why would I devote like 3 hours a week to something that I don't enjoy anymore? And I have to say that this I look forward to, and every week. And I don't know what it is. I mean, we don't particularly like each other. You look really good today, though. Like you look sharp.
Yeah, like on most days when I go to work, I wear a collared shirt because I'm on the phones and I'm dealing with businesses. They don't see me, but it's just you feel different when
you're showing up at work with people and stuff. You want to look professional.
Yeah, and most
what
of
is
them,
that? A long sleeve shirt?
3/4 length sleeves, but for you, it's a short sleeve.
Is that like those baseball shirts
Oh,
go
yes.
down to your
Oh,
wrist?
by the way, there's only one thing that has kept me going on this podcast for the last 52 weeks. That is, this podcast gives me a reason to get drunk during the week. That's the only reason I'm still doing it with you. And
Well, you don't enjoy it. You don't enjoy my company or
I enjoy getting drunk on a Tuesday.
our repartee. You don't nothing.
I kind of. You're okay.
Here I
Um,
am spilling my guts and opening my heart, and then you go, yeah, like I
but I do.
no
I
one else
do
is gonna
enjoy. I
drink with
do
me.
enjoy. I do enjoy circling the toilet bowl of loathing and hatred. That's like That's another reason why I come here is for a reason to be in to loathe something and hate. It's twisted by the dark side I have become.
The and like a quick commentary on episode 52 as well is like over the course of the year, I feel like the episodes have gotten better. Our dialogue is smoother, it's more natural, and the sound quality is way better since we got these
like
mics and shit.
since we started, you can tell like as I said, I spent several hours going through podcasts from 1 all the way up to 51, and at the beginning our cameras sucked, our mics were
Yeah, we just
eh,
had the
and,
earbuds
and
and
earbuds, and
the
then it just
content was kind of shitty. Like I talked too much. I was
you still talk too much, but
every time we talked about anything, I was looking for a punchline instead of just engaging in dialogue. And I
and
feel like personally, I've gotten better at this whole podcast thing. And
yeah, yeah, there were times in some of our first podcasts I was like, did I get to talk?
yeah,
Um,
not good.
but I should put my phone on silent. Um,
No shit.
this is a professional podcast, folks. Not a podcast, folks. But
You're
hey,
gonna are you
this
gonna
is
fade?
my first beer. I promise.
Are you gonna fade out again like you did a couple episodes ago? Like
I hope not. No,
at
like
the
I'm hoping not to.
how
But
when did you get up again today? 4:30?
yeah, my alarm goes off at 4:30, 4:45, but I usually
So
wake up at 4:30.
you've been up 13 hours and you just got home from work.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, you're a fucking trooper. And like I said,
I
you
used
look
I
really
used to
hot.
do.
You look
I
really good. I love that shirt. I love the presentation.
almost I almost want to
Like
change my
it's
shirt.
well,
I
if you
hate it when
do,
you
make
hit
sure
on
you
me
do it
during
on
this
camera.
podcast. Folks, this hitting on me is not welcomed. He's getting creepy. But
all
let's
this time
start out.
all this time I'm hoping that you're a Gidget.
Let's start out with what are we drinking? Mooney, what are you drinking?
Back to the old doers. Doers.
He's at the
White
Duas.
label. Yep.
And I'm drinking the Irrational Brewing Company. I've got some IPAs. The Opacity 32 is actually really good. They have a number of different IPAs. There's one that I have in here. It's okay, but it's an Opacity 31, which I don't know what it means other than the fact that where this one is, what is it? 6% alcohol.
What kind is it, like an IPA or a
It's an
hazy?
IPA.
Yeah. Those numbers must correspond to like some sort of level of fucking hoppiness or something.
Yes. I don't know what it means, but
speaking of talking up our liquor choices, I got to tell you, Dewar's is like just such a go-to, and it's so cheap. Like, I've been drinking like I have like Johnny Walker Black Label that I got. It was on sale like months ago, and like last night I had a little bit of that, and then I went back to Dewar's, and I'm like I like Dewar's better. And Johnny Walker Black Label is considered to be a higher end mixed Scotch, and then I pilfered a Chivas from my mom, or she offered it to me when I was at home for Father's Day. I had some of that. That's pretty good, but that's way higher end. And I'm like, I'm still cool with the Duas. And yeah, one last note about the evolution of the Bald and Short of It podcast. Oh, also, like, there's the theme music and the logo. That was pretty cool development. But
Yes.
is like it's like a band when you listen to like their first EP or some shit when they're just getting together, and then 10 years later, not to pat ourselves in the back, but the quality is way higher now than it was the beginning, in my opinion.
And you know what? Over the year, we've had a couple of guests on. We had Bayrak, but yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
And interesting that you mentioned that because
But we've had your cousin Dave, no,
my
niece
niece, yeah,
Dave Neon.
I saw her on Sunday, Father's Day. She told me to say hi, by the way. And uh, oh man, you totally lost my train of thought.
The train left the station and you weren't on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Friend of the podcast, Ballsy. He listens. He's a regular listener. I talked to him this week, and he goes, you guys should have guests. Like he likes the podcast. He goes, you guys are great. I love it. It's awesome. Blah blah blah. But he's like, you guys should have guests more often or something. But I'm like, I don't know who. Like,
the thing is I think we're at a point right now that having guests is a good thing. At the beginning, when we were trying to find our rhythm, when we were trying to find a spot where I know when to let you talk and you know when to let me talk. At the beginning, we didn't have that rhythm. At the beginning, we were
Yep.
talking over
Great.
each other, or mostly you talking over me. Or you would go on and on like the Energizer Bunny.
Whoa! Come on!
Sports is 6 hours of a 2-hour podcast.
Just because you clean up a little bit doesn't mean you're a fucking pro now. Okay, so why don't you hit the brakes on that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that you have more experience doing this stuff than a guy that's been on the radio for 12 fucking years. But sorry, I digress. I'm sorry, Mooney. I would like to apologize. But
All right.
before we go on, let me finish explaining what I was drinking. And now that Mooney stopped talking because he's so much better at letting people talk. So as I said, I've got a couple of different Irrational Brewing. The 32 is actually a lower percentage alcohol. The 31 is the higher percentage, and there's a couple of different IPAs. But as I said when we were talking off air, I've kind of decided that it's kind of important for me to change my strategy of drinking on this podcast. Because usually what ends up happening, I start on the whiskey or the vodka or the whatever at the beginning, have a couple of drinks of vodka or whiskey, and then by the end, what day is it? Are we doing a podcast? Holy shit, I'm drunk. So I kind of decided that I'm going to start with the beer and end with the whiskey. So I've got a flask. I've got a flask of the Tabor
you do?
corn whiskey.
Did you pick up more of that? Yeah.
So you see, I have the Tabor corn whiskey in here.
What does it say? What does that flask say?
It says all about milk.
Oh my god.
Okay, that sounds it sounds a little weird.
Like, is that like the club you go to on Wednesdays when no one knows where you are? Like that, all about men. Like, dear regular listeners, it's just been confirmed. Jimmy's a gidget.
No.
He's all about men. He's a gay midget. He's a gidget.
No. Okay.
All about men.
Okay, now
where do you drink that? Weird. Where do you drink that? Like, you're holding up, you're like, hey fellas, fucking all about men. He's checking out everybody's ass.
What it was is I was at Winners and I found a shampoo, body wash, and a beard oil that smells like Jack Daniels. So when I wash my hair and when I bathe in that stuff, I'm gonna smell like whiskey, baby. I'm gonna smell like I drank all week.
Yeah, like, why don't you just kill a fucking Mickey and be done with it, not spend the money on but, hey, you're all about men, so, like, what do I know?
Okay, on a different note,
All about men. Nice work, Carlos.
talking about circling the toilet bowl of loathing and hatred, I need to find out something. I was going like for those who have listened to this podcast more than once know that we do a little prep where I put some stuff in and we like stuff that we want to talk about. Mooney put some stuff in that he wants to talk about. And I just saw this random name in here. Carlos. Is that your lover? Like what is that?
No, I'm not the one who's all about men. Uh, well, like, let's just talk briefly about our week because, like, we hung out again, like we usually do, Friday, and we had that lunch, which was fun.
Yeah,
maybe we can talk about that
for
later. I mean,
yeah, we'll talk about that a bit later.
I almost ran you over. That was fucking hilarious.
Okay, I have to tell the story. I have to tell the story. I hated you. I was ready to
Oh my
not
god,
only
that
call
was
the
funny.
police, not only call the police on you, but end my friendship and end you. Okay, so I'm crossing the Westmount parking lot, walking from Westmount to the Westmount Boston Pizza, and some asshole in a big truck starts revving up the truck, aiming at my forehead,
Gunning right for you. I was like,
and then you slow down and turn, but like
I thought you'd recognize me, give me the
and
finger, and we'd be
at
done
least
with it.
car's length.
And I thought you'd just give me the finger and shake your head, but it
My heart stopped.
legitimately looked like you were gonna shit your pants.
I thought I was dead.
I couldn't stop laughing.
I may have peed a little.
He's like,
wouldn't you feel bad if you actually hit me?
of course, I would never. It was fun. That was fun scaring you. You were fucking like, holy shit. Oh man, that was awesome. Nice work, Carlos. But yeah, we hung out a few times. We hung out Friday. Friday, yeah, and then so we had a meeting, podcast business with the nice fella. We talked about the Chris Mooney brand and um, things like that. Things that really
You
matter.
realize
This
your brand
podcast.
is you're a bald guy that does a podcast with a midget. That's all your brand is.
Well, it's a pretty good brand anyway. Lots of good positive feedback, and just like if we're gonna do projects, I want to make sure I meet the principles because again, fiercely protective of the Chris Mooney brand. I mean, it's the foundation
Bald
of success.
asshole.
It's the foundation of the success of the Bald and Short of It podcast. But yeah,
Can't believe
Friday.
people actually listen to it with you on it.
Friday so that meeting was like a little after lunch. It was kind of a lunch meeting again to talk mainly about the Chris Mooney brand. And then we proceeded to meet up with friends of the podcast, Johnny and Mike Bayrak, and at Earl's Tin Palace, which I haven't been to in a long time. That's a pretty nice bar.
It's a nice bar, but for those who don't live in Edmonton, for the last, I want to say 107 years, the roads have been under construction.
Oh,
and
yeah. That
on
was
Jasper Avenue, it's all torn apart in front of, and I feel sorry for some of these businesses that it's so hard to get to during the construction. Like they have all this torn out, and they could be so much busier. Like they do have parking in the back and all that kind of stuff, but
that Earl's location, it's usually hard to get parking because it's a pretty busy hop and joint, like particularly on Friday afternoon.
And it's a big joint.
Yeah, and we but there's the street in front is basically closed. The parking lot beside it, there's no access to. And I'm like, oh my God, we got a spot. This is so awesome. Like I never get a spot here. And then we go in though, and it's a fucking ghost town. And like, yeah, those guys suffer so bad because of all that construction.
But we were also there at 3:00 in the afternoon.
I don't even know what they were doing on the road there. That's not the LRT thing, but whatever.
No. But
Anyway,
we were there at 3. I think that's part of it because something has to go because it's going from West End to downtown. I think it's coming down that way in front
no,
of.
because like directly, like this, we're talking about Jasper Avenue, which for those of you who don't
Mhm.
know, it's about 100th Avenue, and or
No,
101st
100th Avenue is south. There is a
100,
100th Avenue.
101st Avenue. Okay, and on 104th Avenue is where you actually see the rails because it's going down by the brewery district. Not for nothing, I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, friend of the podcast Mike Bayrak had these fancy glasses, and friend of the podcast Johnny goes, "Oh, Jimmy, put those on. You're gonna look like Alan from The Hangover, you know, Zach Galifianakis." And and Jimmy puts them on, and he goes, "You look like the baby." So the whole night I started calling you Carlos. And that won't stop, by the way. That's a new nickname. You're Carlos now. Bald and Short of It featured Mooney and Carlos.
Every podcast I do with someone, or the podcast radio show on the Locker Room with Locke and Grant, I had 55 freaking nicknames.
None better than Carlos.
I had Pink Eye. I have many others.
Every time you get a new haircut, I give you a new nickname.
True, the Ronald
Flock of
McDonald's.
Seagulls, Ronald McDonald, lesbian grandma.
Lesbian Grandma is one of my favorites. And people wonder why I have a lot of loathing and hatred.
Not,
and why
you
I
won't
drink.
you won't be a lesbian grandma anymore with those fancy glasses, Carlos.
But yes, so that was our Friday, or at
No,
least
and
yours.
we should mention that you had a piece of work
I'm
that you
I'm
did.
gonna get
Yeah.
into that.
And we
After.
went after you left. We met up with Andrea at Teddy's, and they got a weekly pool game upstairs there, and that's a nice old saloon. Like that's been there forever. It's a brick shit house.
And they have great food too. I've been
Yeah.
there for
Yeah,
lunch
so
with the.
not for nothing, but that's probably where we'll end up on Friday, or like because we said we go back, and Johnny wanted to play in the pool thing that they got. But yeah, great. That was fun, and then we ended up to meet you, and I'll let you take over from there.
So this is kind of a long story, and I've got to explain this in the style of Mooney loves to tell people when we go out places that one, I'm a midget.
You don't have
In
to
case
tell
they don't
anybody.
notice.
It's pretty
In case
obvious.
they don't notice. 2, I've been on the radio. And 3, I'm a stripper. And a couple weeks ago, we were at the Druid and we were talking to Hannah, the
No, we talked
bartender.
about this on the cast.
No, but just let me finish.
You got
Okay.
the floor, Carlos. Go ahead.
Yes, I got the floor until you take it from underneath me. So then she talks to the manager, and he's like, "Oh, we can do all kinds of things with you." I get a random phone call going, "Hey, are you busy Friday at night?" And I'm like, "No." So there was the Akon concert, which took place at Rogers Place, which is right across from the Druid. If you don't know where the Druid is, it's right where.
104th, 104th, and 104th.
Yes, and so they're there. So what he did is he got me to after the concert was over, the Akon concert. I was standing out in front with like there was one of the managers or whatever he is from Eden trying to get people to go to the strippers, and then there's a midget dressed as a leprechaun. And by the way, when I do promo for Druid going forward, I'm going to be the Druid Leprechaun. We're going to deck it out in some gear. I'm going to have to buy a new outfit for my actual St. Patty's Day stuff. But so what I did is I was standing out there as people were leaving. I'm like, hey, come to the Druid, I'll buy you a drink. Come to the Druid, I'll buy you a shot. Come to the Druid, I'll buy you a shot. And we filled the place. And it was standing room only.
Yeah,
It
I never asked you about the
packed.
result because we left. Because it should be noted that people were
The
talking about after that.
the concert started almost or ended almost 2 hours late because
Yeah,
they had
like
45 minutes.
no, he showed up late. Akon showed up late, was what I
And
heard.
it was Akon showed up late, and they didn't, and I guess the lineup for, but
To
even when
get
the
in or
concert
whatever.
started was around the building, so it took them forever to get people in the building. So I've heard from people that were there.
Yeah, like that's the worst when our artist pulls an Axl Rose or a Madonna and shows up when they feel like it, and people have paid ticket holders.
Or
And then you
when
think
they
about
pull a
it,
Mooney.
the corollary, shitty thing about it is that like the businesses around there that rely on people to come out at a reasonable hour, they lose that hour or 2 hours of consumption. So like that hurts their bottom line. And I think you said they told you to come at like 9:30 or something in
Yeah, because he was
anticipation, and then
expecting it was expecting to be done by 10:30. It was done closer to midnight.
yeah, and so
Um,
you're out there an extra 3 hours swinging your dick with for no reason,
that was
until they
fun.
come out. But hey,
Um,
you got people out, so nice work, buddy.
and
Way to go,
and then
Carlos.
so whenever the so as it sits right now, whenever there's a concert going on at Rogers Place on a weekend, yours truly, Patty the Leprechaun, Patty the Druid Leprechaun, will be on site getting people in.
Well, I told you
Why?
about
Like people were asking me, why was I dressed up as a leprechaun? It's not St. Patty's Day. I'll tell you why, folks. Because Druid is an Irish bar. Why wouldn't
yep,
you have a leprechaun as your mascot?
that is eerily reminiscent of the old O'Shea's. Like there's still an O'Shea's in Vegas, but it's on the Link Promenade, like the alley between the Link and the Flamingo. It used to be right where right between the Link and Flamingo, and it wasn't a hotel. It was just a casino, like 16,000 square feet. And there was every single night on the strip, there was a midget out there telling people to go to O'Shea's, bringing people in. And I
By the
met that.
way, it's little person.
Okay, sure.
When you're
Anyway,
talking about someone other than me, it's probably more just to be on the safe side because I'm okay with being called a midget. Some aren't. So it's better to,
all
if you
right.
know what they like to be called, it's
Well, he's a really good dude. His name's Brian Thomas, and he's an awesome guy. I met him like we're first name basis ish, like years later at the new O'Shea's, which is like tiny compared to the old one. Um, but Guinness is like $9 there and shit. And it's kind of a college joint. It's within the Link, but on the promenade. And he's like the manager there now. And we were looking at old videos of them like blowing shit up and stuff. Um and he's like, yeah, the old place we had like 16,000 square feet. Now we have like fucking 4,000 or whatever it is, and we make like 10 times the money. And I'm like, that's because you're charging me $10 for a Guinness, Brian. And he's like, fuck you. Anyway, yeah, that's totally the same business model as the old O'Shea's on the strip. What you're doing with the midget bringing the people in and whatever. But
yeah,
I'm glad that it was a success.
because but this wasn't the first place I did that. When I worked at Pinky's before I got into the stripping end of things, which started when I got drunk one night. I used to because it was right across from Rexall Place.
Please let that happen today. Please let that happen today. Why don't you
So I
tuck
used
into
to stand. I used
Why
to
don't you
stand
tuck
outside
into some of
Pinky's.
the All About Men?
He's the frickin' Energizer bunny, folks. So just so you know, we're going to be talking about Just for Men for the rest of my life. Hopefully, it's short.
No pun intended.
Oh, there was all kinds of pun intended there.
Carlos is all about men.
All about the pun. Okay, so yes, so now I'm going to be doing some stuff a little more frequently at the Druid, and coming soon is I will also be hosting Ladies Night. It might not be on the 3rd, but it's coming soon. But
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned to a podcast near you. But now,
But I should mention, sorry, like just as a commentary about that is like I told you like we went to Teddy's and we had a pretty good time there, but we wanted to be there like to hang out and support you or whatever, and then
you wouldn't have seen me.
I was there. I fucking saw you. Like
No, yeah, but I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have had a chance to hang out with you.
Yeah, it doesn't become the Druid like late at night, just like the old Druid. It becomes a nightclub, and that's not my scene.
But I was wandering around. People were buying me shots all night.
But I'm just saying, when we got there,
down the stairs.
When we got there, I wanted to fucking hook up with you and just say, "Hey, man, how's it going? Like, we're here and whatever, right?" And like you said, 9:30, and then if the guy wasn't so late, we might have been able to tilt one or something. But, anyways, the funny thing though is, I come up, I come up to you because you're on the corner there, and I'm like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" You know, like we're close, we're buddies, right? And you're like, "I can't talk. I'm working. I can't." It just fucking totally cold shoulder. Like you just like I don't know if I've ever felt more dismissed in my life. I come back in the bar, like Johnny and I sitting at the bar. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Like Jimmy just gave me the world's biggest brush off. And like, I know you're serious. I've seen you at work doing your shit, but you know, you could be a little more polite, not for nothing.
Okay, just give me a sec.
Like,
I'm trying to find a fuck to give, but I can't find it.
I just trying to give you a little feedback, Carlos. Like, no big deal.
Just so you know, like, and you know, I'm all about hanging out with people. But when I'm there to do a job, I'm the same way on St. Patty's Day, unless I'm too drunk to walk.
No, you weren't this year.
I was this year. Like when in the last couple of brew houses, when I did like 15 shots in 4.5 minutes, I broke cell phones.
This year it went a little off the rails.
I lost my bucket. Like, like there was a lot that happened this year at the brew house, and I would like to say that it won't happen again, but yeah, no, yeah, will.
Like, you know, as you do, end of the night or whatever, when we kind of go our separate ways, you know, pile into a ride share or whatever, a Lyft or whatever, is like whoever's closer gets dropped off first or whatever. And so like we were very close to my house, but you were speed bagged, and I went with the guy to your house, made sure you got out okay, and then went home. Like,
and then
that's how you don't have to go into the details. Like,
and then you got we still have to deal with that, by the way.
Yeah, we should do that this weekend or something.
Yeah, we'll have to do it this weekend in between gigs.
But yeah, that was that might have been the drunkest I've ever seen you. And I had to call you because you fucking lost your phone or broke it or something.
I broke my phone. This was
so this whole like, you know, when I'm on the clock, I'm fucking professional. Like,
but to be honest, when I do the stuff with the brew house, I'm usually pretty good until the last 2 locations, and then people are pouring shots down my face, and they're not really pouring them. They just go, "Do you want to do a shot?" Okay. Do you want to do another shot?
Like fun, but that's a pretty demanding gig. Like you're going to like all over the city to all the locations, being driven around, and then you're crushing drinks with like basically strangers, and then that takes its toll. And then you got to get in the car, and then you got to drive again for 10 or 20 minutes, and then you got to stop and do the whole thing again. Yeah, that wouldn't
Yeah,
make
and
my
it's
dick hard.
such a hard gig. It's get paid to drink and have fun with people. What a rough life. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'm going to say something that if anyone ever says that I said this in public, I will deny categorically. I love you, Mooney.
Holy cow,
Um,
that's nice. Look how, and you look so good too when you say it. It's like I feel like I'm on a date. Thanks, Carlos.
but sarcasm. Now, as we've said many times, we have a document in which we write shit in here, and usually I try and organize it so that we kind of break it up, so that we're not talking about the same thing over and over, or at the beginning, and like where it's all about whatever. But you wrote a paragraph ish, a list of things that make absolutely no sense to me at all. I need an explanation of everything. Let me go through the list. Social power of attorney, diabeticism, which I don't think is a word. And I refuse against that. Again, no idea. And plasma donation. Like
This is stuff. Okay,
what okay, you have to break this shit down for me because
yeah, I
my
don't
brain
want to.
hurts.
I want to. I want to protect the anonymity of people or whatever. So I'm going to try to refrain from names. But
Family,
you know,
because you
all
they're
of all like I have two sisters and their significant others who are both great fellas, and Andrea, and we legitimately enjoy each other's company, which is actually pretty cool. There's a lot of ball busting that
okay, do
goes
they
on.
like you or they like Andrea?
They enjoy each other's company and allow me to be with them whilst they're
Oh,
doing
okay,
that.
that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, like we had a little double dose because Saturday was Father's Day, and we all went to my mom and dad's place and hung out for a bit. And then
Wasn't Sunday Father's Day?
I said Sunday.
You said Saturday. Okay.
Oh well, it's Sunday. Okay, whatever. And then Monday yesterday was Graf's birthday, so everybody came over. On top of running the household, I put together a few nice charcuterie boards, and I did these salt and pepper ribs and whatever. Anyway, it was a fun night, but as usual, a lot of hilarity ensued with all the discussions and whatever. And so I decided to take notes of some of the stuff we were talking about. And one of my sisters, we were talking about a show that she got tickets for her birthday, which is in the fall. And it was like a Latino type outfit. Like I kind of like that Latino Cubano music, and so does my sister. And she got tickets, and my mom said, "That's I wouldn't mind going." And she's like, "Oh, you wouldn't like it. I didn't get a ticket for you." And I'm like, "Who made you her social power of attorney?" It just came off the top of my head. I was like, what you got social power of attorney over mom now? Like you make
you
you
won't
you're the
like
fucking
it.
decision maker? Like fuck
You
you.
won't like it, Moody. You can't go. You're
So
gonna bitch the whole
just
time.
basically you're fucking exercising social power of attorney, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny. Like it just flew from
Yeah,
my mind to
you're
my
not
mouth.
gonna like it. I like you about no, but you're not gonna like this. Yeah.
Right? Like what? You're gonna exercise social power of attorney without consent? Like, yeah, that's not good.
But let me guess. Andrea is invited.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like
Like,
Graf.
yeah. Like if they could find a way to get her to come and me not, then if I didn't have Andrea with me, I probably wouldn't get invited to half the shit I do. Because there's you
Yeah,
get
like anything with your family. Like sometimes we only invite you out places if we know Andrea's coming.
we
We meaning your friends group.
yeah,
So
like
friend of the
you get
podcast, Johnny, Bayrak,
all Mooney
Blues.
without the buffer. Like no one wants that. All
No.
Mooney without the great equalizer graph. No, I get it.
and,
Anyway,
and to be honest, no one of us likes to hang out with you without one of the other ones.
just like it's like you're it's like girls walking home at night. You can go together. It's
Like,
for our protection.
when you say, "Hey, we're going to Julian's," do you want to come? Let me get back to you on that. And then I message Johnny, "Hey, are you going to Julian's?" Okay,
It's
yeah,
like-
I'm in.
it's like you have a chat, just the two of you, like
Then
every
he
week.
messaged me, "Are you going?" Like I said I was thinking of calling in sick. No, I'm going to go. And then I'm like, "Okay, I'll be there."
I think there was one where he couldn't make it or something, and you were giving it to him because it's like you're going to do this to me. I got to spend time with Mooney alone.
And I to him too.
Yeah, and then the other one was diabeticism. So that's basically like racism. You know how like I fucking hate this. I think we might have talked about this before, but you know how like you go to an Eskimo game and you can't get peanuts anymore because there's like a handful of people in the fucking stadium with a peanut allergy, and it's like if you have a peanut allergy, that's your problem. Make sure you got an EpiPen, and if the guy next to you is crushing the peanuts, like
Don't touch anything that he has.
whatever. Like I like honestly, like people have peanut allergies. I don't know if they're extreme or whatever. I don't want to get into why. I don't want to have that talk at all. But the aspect of it that is the absence of personal responsibility. Like like if you're the parent of a child with that kind of problem or issue, like I had diabetes since I'm 11, and my mom made sure that I knew what the fuck I needed to do, and then off you go. It's important to teach your kids personal responsibility. It's not society's job to shield and protect them.
I totally agree. And let me, sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
No
because
problem, Carlos. Go ahead.
You cut me off all the time. Like my sister she's allergic to like gluten, and she can't even touch the stuff. If she touches it, like she breaks out into hives and rashes and all kinds of stuff. And so if she goes out places, guess what she does? Wears gloves. So if she's touching something that has, if she had an allergic, if she's allergic to peanuts or whatever it is, she wears gloves. If she touches something that you touched after eating peanuts, it's not going to affect her because she's wearing gloves. So she's protecting herself, not making you do without.
You hijack the whole society because of your particular concern. And to me, that all that says is like selfishness and an enablement of like it's not, I'm sorry, society, but it's not our job to protect somebody who needs to be responsible for their own predilections or whatever. Anyway, having said that, like I'm not picketing fucking 7-Eleven telling them that it's an affront to diabetics that they sell chocolate bars, or candy. Like, but you're a diabetic, you run into that all the time, but it's not society's job. Having said that, I'm still gonna leverage it for humor. like like my nephew at my dad's for Father's Day, like my mom brings out a couple cakes and you get to choose. And he's like, "Do you want a piece of cake, Uncle Chris?" And I'm like, "I'm diabetic, I can't." And I'm like, "I don't like you're engaging in diabeticism." And I'm like, and I turned to my sister and I'm like, "I can't believe you raised a diabeticist." Like I've had this for you're 4 years younger than me. Like you've lived with a diabetic since you were 7 years old, and you're an enabler of diabeticists and diabeticism. I mean, what the fuck? Like
No wonder why she
sometimes I
calls
feel
you.
like
No
sometimes I feel like
matter,
I have no support.
like I, I've met your sisters, and they unanimously agree. like it's unanimous. Like there's not even a discussion that you're an asshole.
Yeah,
And you have been, and like I pointed out to both your sisters, I'm like, he's an asshole, and they go, "Oh, we've known longer than you," and I'm like, "I'm sorry."
I'd rather be
I
an
bought them all a
asshole.
drink.
I'd rather be an asshole than a diabeticist, because that's kind of unforgivable to marginalize a whole group of people based on medical condition. I mean, whatever. Anyway, I'm getting upset, so I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
I have
So what's
my,
this?
I
I
have to
refuse
smile in the
against.
face of diabeticism. So
So you refuse against
okay, no, is that what the next one
diabeticism?
is?
Yes,
That's
I
so
refuse against that,
with with
which makes
yeah, like,
absolutely no
I
sense.
know that came exactly. So what do you think when you read that? Like
Like you refuse against what? Like
so
diabeticism? But
there's a
how do you
couple
refuse it?
there's a
Like,
couple that I know that for the odd time they'll have gummies together, and they're both lovely people, and I love them both dearly, and they just had an anniversary. Um, Happy 13th, if you know who I'm talking about. And sometimes when they have gummies and they have talks or whatever, the husband of the pair says some silly stuff. So they were eating gummies and they're a little bit gummied, and
so
I
it's
heard
not
the
gummies
story.
you would share with kids.
Like yeah, like um and he's sh- actually the wife of this pair keeps a list of all the dumb things this guy says. It's like Ricky on Trailer Park Boys, where he goes like he says like just some silly stuff, right? And
But isn't
uh
Ricky the one that's drunk all the time?
yeah, and he says like jalapeno, and he has these weird things with yeah. Anyway, um, she bought him a T-shirt for their anniversary that has a hand like this. Like, I refuse against that. So there's like I refuse, and then the hand, and then underneath against that. So one time they were having the gummies, they were talking about something, and then Buddy goes like, "I refuse against that." It's like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? It's one of the highlights of that list she keeps of all the dumb things Buddy says. And yeah, and then she went to the bathroom or something. I was talking to him, and I'm like, with he goes, yeah, like look at me. I'm like, I'm great. I got um the I'm witty and pensive and humorous. I think it was pensive. Oh, the wit, the brevity, the humor. And I'm like, I look at you and I think maybe brevity, but that's it. And he goes, "What are you talking about?" Like, he's like, are you saying that I'm short witted? Like, it literally said that 5 minutes after she's talking about Buddy gets a few drinks or weed or whatever, and he fucking says shit like that. And I'm like, sorry, come again? He's like, short witted. So anyway, I'm gonna start using that more often, Carlos. I refuse against that.
Let me
I
start. I refuse to finish this podcast. Um,
like
okay,
it's the world's worst double negative that's completely inexplicable and impossible to understand, and it's fucking hilarious. So I'm gonna give my props to that person and that person's wife, and thank them for the expression. I'm officially a refusenik.
okay. Now this last one really had me baffled. So you wrote all this stuff down after hanging out with your family, a
Without
couple
naming
times
names or
without
or
naming names.
ascribing credit.
But
Yeah.
then, why did you need a plasma donation? Like, did they
Okay.
beat you to
So
death? Like what
I was
happened? Did one
talking
of them
to another
stab you?
friend. I
Um,
was talking to another friend of the podcast that was talking up this thing that they felt like they really landed on. That it's a really good opportunity. So you know how like people donate blood, like you like Andrea has
yeah,
donated hundreds of times. She gets the little badges or whatever, and it's free. You just show up and they take some of your blood. 15 minutes later, off you go with a cookie and a
juice
juice
box.
box or whatever. Yeah, and this guy's like, I don't donate blood. I donate plasma. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what's the difference? He goes, the difference is I get fucking paid. So he says it takes about an hour and a half, and you make $100, and you can go like twice a week, I think, something like that. Yeah, I think it's twice a
Oh,
week.
because the plasma is the liquid,
Yeah,
and
so
so they're
like
not taking red blood cells.
yeah, like so what happens is like they hook you up. He said it's pretty painful because the needles, it's not long, but it's thicker. And they hook you up. And what happens is they take the blood from you and then it goes back in you at the same time. Meanwhile, they
But
separate the
they're
plasma
they're
from the
taking
blood.
the liquid out.
Yeah, and he said
Plasma's a liquid.
he said it looks like urine at the end of the day. It's like it's and I'm like, and he's like, yeah, I make $100 a pop, do a couple a week, and but you only get paid $100 for the first 4 visits, and then after that it's $80. But I'm like, you can't call it a donation now because you're getting enriched from it, right? Um, so, but we did the math and it works out to about $6,000 a year if you really were dedicated to, and then it's like you're devoting like an hour and a half of your time, like your time's worth nothing. I mean, we busted
That's
this person.
thickening your blood. Like that's the
We
weird thing about it, because
yeah,
the thing with plasma is if you take plasma from someone, it's like you can donate plasma to anyone. Like it
it's
doesn't
not
matter
like
on
blood
blood
type
type.
or yeah,
Blood type, it depends on the red blood cells.
yeah.
That I know from
Anyway,
biology.
there was a lot of blood ball busting about that, like Tom fuckery and then, you know what the other thing about that is that when you go to donate that shit, they take your SIN number, and all of that income is like taxable. So like you're like,
Oh,
I just made $100. I'm like, actually, you know what, buddy? It's like
actually,
60,
yeah, 60.
maybe 55.
So your blood is thicker for a week
Like
because
I really landed on this big score. Like you sit in this chair for an hour and a half, get a painful needle, and they're yanking blood out of you and putting it back
and then
in.
it's charged income.
And I'm
Um,
going this particular fella who I love dearly, and is a friend of the podcast. Um, we're going to Reno, and I'm like, you should see if you can play slots while they're doing that, like in fucking Reno, like, and maybe they don't take your SIN number, and
is
you can make that money tax free. And then I
is the
was like,
person is the person
don't
not
guess,
to be
don't say.
named? No, is the person not to be named a person that may have won money on a plane
No,
going
no,
down
no,
to
that's
Reno?
Paul.
A
That's
different,
Paul. Paul's in
okay,
St. Louis right now.
a
Yeah.
person not to be named. Okay,
Yeah. Anyway, I'm like, you can play, you can gamble, you play slots while they're fucking doing the thing, and it's tax free because it's states. And I'm like, but what if you lose? And you're like, fuck, I lost my plasma and my fucking nut from the plasma.
only 30%.
Anyway, I thought that was funny and like odd. Like I never heard of that before. But you think about it. Maybe you need some money. You want to go have a few pops or whatever, and you're short. You just like donate a little plasma and off you go. Like fuck.
I'm always
I
short.
I never heard of that before. Oh, also, you get $60 for every person you refer. So I'm like, meanwhile, this guy's like fucking stabbing himself twice a week or whatever, and then I'm handing out business cards to those fucking dummies who are at the lights with the sign going "Feed me" or whatever, and I go, hey, by the way, not for nothing, here's the address. There's get on the LRT, it'll take you there. Tell them Chris Mooney sent you. Bing pow, $60 for nothing.
Actually, funny thing about taking blood is back when I was with the radio station, I gave blood once and then I tried a second time. They have a hard time getting blood from me because my veins roll. So
Roll.
they try to stab the vein and it moves. And
Oh,
so the only way they can get it in is if they use like the butterfly needle, like the one that has like kind of a, it's kind of like it's like a cup kind of thing. It holds the needle in place when you, and which they're not supposed to use. So they really have a hard time with my blood.
is that
But
because of midgetry or?
it's yes, that's a dwarfism, but yeah, close enough. Midgetry. Okay, I
Yeah,
have
hang on,
something else.
One quick thing because we were talking about the whole
Everything
plasma.
with you is quick.
No, like my sister or Andrea was talking about the butterfly needle, and I'm like, oh, that sounds fucking gross. What do you mean butterfly needle? Because I was thinking you put a needle and it goes, like a
No,
butterfly is spreading. And they're like, no, it's just a handle. So it's a really thin needle. Yeah,
it's just a thing that kind of holds it. It's almost like a clamp. I want to say like, but it kind of cups around a little bit. Like I'm really horrible at explaining it, but yeah,
yeah.
it tries to make it so the vein doesn't move. Um,
Anyway, I don't want to. I don't want to have anything to do with any of that. I don't want to see it. Like when I have to, when I do my blood tests with my doctor or whatever, and my checkups and whatnot. Like, um, when they do it, like, and I'm not worried about the pain or whatever, but my arm's over here, and I'm like that. Like I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with. And then I was listening to Rogan, and he was talking about the first time he had knee surgery. He wanted an epidural so he could watch it. And I'm like, oh fuck me, I don't want to see any of that. Like I don't want to know what goes on. You know.
oh yeah, that shit's weird, but
But like you're all about men, Carlos. So
it
you know.
doesn't it doesn't gross me out, and I'll tell you why it doesn't gross me out, like seeing blood and all
Is
that
your
kind of stuff.
experience with men?
Is when we were younger, my dad was fascinated with the show. I think it was on TLC or one of on something Operation, where they'd show where they did a knee replacement, or where they would cut someone open, and we'd watch this during supper.
You
And
got they actually had a show where they showed like cameras like cut guys open and shit.
oh yeah, where they cut them open and
Oh
they showed
god.
you screwing the pleats. But we would watch that during supper. Like
I want none of that. Oh my god.
yes,
That hang
it
on,
was.
that begs the question. Like when the kids were little, like every night that like we had supper at the table, no TV, no phones. How was your day?
We didn't have phones like
No,
this.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like there was nothing but the family and the conversation. Meanwhile, you got the
But
fucking TV over there and the guy's getting cut open and shit. Like
it was just something that we did, and it's actually something that uh, I'll never forget in a million years. Because the thing
me neither.
is,
I'm like,
but
Jesus
but
Christ. You're having
the
prime
thing
rib
is
and it's
though
kind of rare, and then they're
is
digging into it.
but part of stuff like that is you look at it and you go, okay, that's weird, but it's a memory that none of us will ever forget. Like, and it's
Oh
something
yeah,
that
that
my dad,
triggers
like
nostalgia. Sure.
it was like it was just something, and because my dad would get home from work late and we'd go to bed early, so like we'd watch TV together while eating. Um,
Yeah. Like he's got to cover a lot of bases in a short period of time because he's been working so late.
yeah,
Yeah, fair fuck.
and
I was just curious. I'm not. There's no judgment over here, Carlos.
there's no judgment because I'm all about men. Um,
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You're all about men, no problem. Like I'm good. You don't have to worry about that
if I'm all
impacting.
about men, why am I hanging out with you? I
You
need
don't
it.
have to worry about that
Like
impacting
I
my
need a
brand.
man, not
It
you.
doesn't impact my brand or my podcast. Like I'm okay with it, Carlos.
Your brand. Your brand is an asshole with a midget.
In fact, I think that it kind of softens the Chris Mooney brand a little bit. That I'm tolerant of, a Gidget, who's all about men. It's all good, Carlos.
By the way, folks, this is the end of our podcast. We made it to episode 52, and now we have to go on a hiatus. Why? Irreconcilable differences.
Hey, let me
Yes, we
ask
are
you.
getting a divorce. There will be the podcast and there will be the short podcast, but the bald and short will be no longer.
Let me ask you this, since we're on episode 52. There's a question: how many times have you actually? You do this about once every couple episodes, and that's been the because I come
There's
after
been
you.
episodes where I've done
No,
it
but
2
I
or
mean,
3 times in an episode.
yeah, I'm not talking about that because that's just comedy or whatever. But like when you've come up to me and go on like I'm Mooney, I'm done. Because you did that a couple weeks ago or whatever, or a week ago. How many times do you think in 52 weeks, 53 weeks, because we took a break for Christmas? How many times do you think you've legit quit the podcast?
At least 3.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, okay, well, fair fucks, you want to do that, or whatever. But
Like
we're
maybe
like,
4, because there's been a couple of times where you crossed the line and you were total dickbag, and I'm like, I don't want to do
uh,
this shit on my spare time.
we're like brothers. It's not a big deal.
Eh. That was near the beginning where I go to speak and you kind of went, the adults are talking.
I refuse against that.
Exactly. Okay, so
All right, the
now
floor is yours, Carlos.
now I want to get into, now that we went through that like whatever that shit that list
Yeah,
was.
all those things that happen at my family hangs.
It's the intervention you had. There's been something that's been on our podcast, and I want to deal with this, and I want to deal with it now. I want to get it off this prep document. It's been on this prep document for probably about 15 episodes. And you better be prepared for this shit because you wrote it in here. Is organic food a scam?
Yeah, yeah.
Explain.
Well, like obviously, or like when you go to the grocery, and like sometimes I bought organic by accident. Like it's like you look at there's corn, it's a separate thing, and you're like it's on your list, you grab it, and then you get to the till or you get home or something, you're like, holy shit, this
And
thing's like
it's twice
fucking
the price.
yeah. And I Christ, you're right. That's been on our prep for a long time, but at the time I researched it, and like I mean, honestly, everything should be organic. Right? Like, I mean, you feed cows wheat or hay or whatever. Um,
But they
like,
say like when it comes to cows, and let's not get into the meat. Let's just get into the organic vegetable stuff. Like because like with meat, they sometimes add steroids. They sometimes add this and uh oh, what are those things called? Um, Antibiotics, and like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's not get into the meat.
I don't want
Let's
to get
get
into like much of it, but in terms of nutrition and all that, like it's negligible. Okay, but like some people go like, I only eat organic or something. Like you're some kind of like fucking hero of the world or whatever. And the truth is that it's like, yeah, like they do put like especially like wheat and shit like that. Like when we're talking about mass produced, with pesticides and all that kind of shit, like, oh, whatever, I get it. I mean, like cows, they give them supplements to make them fatter, whatever the fuck. Like, frankly, the difference in taste is negligible. And more importantly, it's like, why are you paying that extra money? Right. I mean, 50 years ago, everything was organic.
yeah.
Right. Like, so it's almost like some kind of virtue signal tomfuckery or something that I don't get. But I wish I had written down like the research I did, but honestly, the the cost the cost doesn't justify the benefit in any way, shape, or form when it comes to organic. But obviously, like they like to throw that shit on the shelves and pinch a guy for an extra couple bucks or whatever it is, right? It's kind of rude. You're on your phone here, like.
No, I'm looking up something to deal with this.
So that was my question. I don't know what your opinion on that is, but I have done the work, and I'm like, oh my god, like, like I don't know about you, Carlos, but I'm a fucking sucker if I buy like organic exclusively.
I've bought it organic by accident, and it's like twice the price.
Yeah,
Like it's like where because you have like when you go to a grocery store and you have organic on this shelf over here, but you're looking for tomatoes, but you can't find them where the regular vegetables are, and then you go get the organic ones, and or you go to where the regular vegetables are that aren't organic,
Yeah.
and they're on the top fucking shelf. A midget life. Let's not go there. But like they have the organic stuff to where I can reach, and the non-organic, and it's like twice the price. So either I have to do without, or I have to buy organic because I don't like to ask. Because I
Yeah,
can't.
I know you don't like to
I
ask for
don't
help.
ask.
I know.
I don't ask other customers for help. But if there was someone if you can find someone in a grocery store that actually fucking works, okay, sorry, I digress. That actually works there to say,
Carlos
hey,
is getting worked up.
can you get this for me? I will ask an employee that works there, but I won't ask
Yeah, and
a random guy that I've never met before and impose upon them to grab something for me.
yeah. And like usually if you're in the produce section or something, there's like people rolling around or whatever like that work
But
there.
but
But like
sometimes,
Home
like
Home
when you go
Depot
to
is a bad one for that.
but Walmart is horrible for finding freaking people anywhere.
Yeah,
Like
no one gives a fuck over there, and they're all like immigrants. They can barely speak English. Not like that's
okay,
an observation.
we're not gonna go
An
there
observation. Okay, yeah, I don't want to go there.
even the non-immigrants are the same thing, where you walk by an aisle and there's like six of them just sitting there visiting, and you can't find anyone to help you find something. Like I was at a Walmart, not that okay. Now I'm ranting on something totally different.
Oh, get
Here
after
we
it, buddy.
go.
Like,
And where I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this, and like it was a backpack, and there was four of them sitting there, and the one girl goes, and we're in the uh, in the far aisle back wall, and she goes, it's that way. Like does it like, and it wasn't even a
like
straight. It wasn't
like
even a straight. It was
you're
on a
like
weird angle.
in a
Like,
corner, and they point to like the whole store.
and she goes that way, and then the older, or like, he must have been a manager or something. He goes, okay, what you want to do is you want to go to the end of this aisle. You turn left when you see the whatchamacallit, when you the stationery, there's some there, and there's
Yeah,
some in the athletics department, where she just went, go that way. And oh, that shit drives me nuts. Yeah. And you have to figure out, okay, so I have to fly over all these shelves and go that way, try and figure out where the hell I'm going.
yeah, and
But I digress.
no, no, you don't. I think you're on point here. Like, um, one of the people that I was talking to, um, over the course of this weekend with family or whatever, is that um they work in proximity to like a local coffee brand, and he says like they have a real hard time hiring people because nobody wants to do any work. Like they hire these kids that are like 19, let's just say 18 to 25.
25, yeah.
And and
Usually
and
usually
they
those
and
are the
they
lazy ones.
and you're like, "Hey, can you go get a bag of beans or whatever the fuck?" And they're just like, "No, no, I'm not. It's not my job description or whatever." And then like we have to
That's gonna
fire
be too
people,
heavy.
and
I
then
might
yeah, and you replace them, and it's like, or then like a guy comes to work, and then he's like, I can't, I've got stress, and I need to take mental break or whatever the fuck." Like, and I'm like, oh my god, like I know how hard you work, and I know we touched on it, and for all the ball busting. I know that you're a fucking hardworking fella.
but there are
So am I.
some
So
people
am I. And
there are
that's how
some
I was
people where you
raised.
ask them to do something, well, I can't because I have to put my phone down. Um,
Yeah, and he's like, they have a real problem
I
retaining
actually
staff.
had someone like when I was a supervisor, and I can't do that, and I'm like, why? Because I'm u- uh, I'm using my phone in my left hand. You're working, for crying out
Yeah.
freaking loud. Like,
No,
put your phone
like
down. No, I can't. I might miss something.
I'm
Um,
like, I don't even blame these fucking tards. Like it's their parents. You know, like you were raised with a work ethic, so was I. I mean, I can't do a job unless it's done right. And I mean, and that's how I raised my kids. and I know Kieran's entering his 4th year. Um, he's got a lot of responsibilities, like with the fraternity or whatever. But like he works retail. He got his sister a job. There's another buddy that works there, but he got promoted. I know it's just retail, and it's not he's going to do it for the rest of his life. But the point is that of that pool of kids that age, they're like, yeah, this guy is a guy we trust.
Kieran, and
Whatever.
Kieran's a great dude.
Yeah, and I said to him, I'm like,
but he takes initiative in everything
yeah,
that he does.
and that was what I said to him. I'm like,
even as a deek, he's like, okay, we're gonna do this. And then, he
yeah, they have
got to where he is with that.
They have like a meeting every Monday, and friend of the podcast, Mike Bayrak, reached out to me and told me like, "Oh, Kieran destroyed tonight." Like I'm not. They have a guy from each generation, and friend of the podcast, Mike Bayrak's in my generation.
He's
so
like he was a deek like 60 years ago.
Yeah, I'm like I hate these anyway, so you do it. Anyway, he's like, "Oh, Kieran's the best." Like, and you know what I said to him? I'm like, "That's just Kieran being Kieran. I don't deserve any credit. This is a great kid." Like, and you, like when I'm talking, he goes, "Yeah, I got promoted. I do this now or whatever." I'm like, he's in university. He's got aspirations. He wants to do something with his life. So technically, it's only retail or whatever. But I'm like, it doesn't matter where you're working or what it is. Yeah, sure. Like we say, it's quote unquote only retail, but you were working with your peers, and out of your peers, they had a whole slate of people to give promotions to. They gave one to you. So keep having that character and keep being that guy, right?
The thing is, and this is something I was taught at a very young age, is it doesn't matter if if you sweep the floors, if you answer phones, if you just talk to people about a product, if you give
wear a midget outfit and funnel people
like
into the bar.
wherever you go, like even like me, like working at the bar trying to get as many people in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you go above and beyond and give everything you have, you're in the minority. If you give everything you have, doesn't matter if you're paid $15 an hour or $100 an hour. If you give everything you have, you're going to get respect. If you give half, you might get some, but you're not going to get. But if you just go, I'm only being paid $15 an hour. I'm not going to like that's not in my job description. You're done. Like,
like honestly, in a weird way, it kind of equates to the whole organic thing and all the other tomfuckery that we see, where it's like the decay of decadence of Western society, where it's like, I'm gonna virtue signal because I can spend a few extra bucks to buy organic or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, you know what? Find satisfaction in your job and treating people right every day and like putting 100% into what you do and like knowing that you're the type of person that can be relied upon for whatever it is you're being paid to do. And it's like, no, it's like spoiled rich kid stage of the American empire, in my opinion. But I'll leave it at that.
Wow, this podcast is flying. And
what do you got? What do you got, Carlos?
Like, holy crap, we got a lot of stuff. Okay. I want to talk about. Okay, so we finally hit. Oh wait, no, we were talking. We were talking about the organic food and being a scam when it comes to vegetables and whether or not you put pesticide, like whether they have pesticides or what have you. One thing that I found, and it was something that I was actually told. I just had to look it up. If you get normal produce, the ones that may have sprays on, they may have pesticides, that may have like whatever herbicides, whatever. Like
pesticides I hear GMO, like GMO. Weeds. They talk about whatever,
like whatever. I found this: if you soak those vegetables in baking soda, vinegar, and water, soak them for about 20 minutes. most of that shit will just rinse off.
Oh yeah, like if you eat them, whatever. Like the thing about that though is you got like a stalk of celery, and you do that, and then you put it in your crisper or whatever. Like it's gonna be like a floppy within a week.
No, not if you pat it dry and let it air
Yeah,
dry,
like wrap
like
it with like paper towel or
a
something. I
paper
don't know.
towel or just a normal
It's
towel.
all it's all like the whole organic thing is like fucking scam. And if you do it, like you know, I don't need to meet you. We're good, in my opinion.
Okay, speaking of absurd, and for those of you who uh, like this, what I'm about to say, meatless meat, just turn off the podcast.
Oh, the Beyond Meat,
Uh,
whatever.
okay, so
Yeah.
I saw this in the news today, and there's a restaurant in Edmonton, one of I think two locations that are closing down, and I would never go there even if somebody else was buying. And again, good on you if you like eating fake meat, but I'm not that dude.
Beyond
Uh,
Meat or whatever the fuck.
Beyond Meat or
Yeah.
whatever. So Odd Burger is closing their Mayfield location because they're not selling enough meat. They're not selling enough burgers.
They're selling enough meatless hamburgers. There aren't enough
And
dummies out there.
and and the thing is I know where that location is.
I don't even
Like
know what you're
it,
talking about, this joint.
like
Where is
like
it? Tell
in
me. Yeah.
okay, do you know where Mayfield Common is?
Yep.
Do you know where Save-On is? In
Yeah,
Mayfield
Mayfield
Common.
Common.
Okay,
They got
it's
the
like
liquor store there and the Winners or whatever.
okay, so it's on the
Excuse me.
opposite side. There's another wing.
Yeah, they
Like
got the
there's another.
Rogers and the haircut place and whatever.
Yes, it's right next to the haircut place. Um, and it's Odd Burger, and it's non-meat burgers. Okay, listen, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan or whatever, and you don't want to eat meat, but you want to eat something that tastes like meat, really?
Yeah, like you're not really a
Like,
vegetarian because you still
like
want like
you
it's like
still
it's
want
like
the taste of meat, but you
I
don't
I
want the guilt of eating meat.
I
Like
love sex and I've decided to refrain from sex, but I bought a blow up doll. Like,
that's
you know what I mean?
that
Like,
that that, that feels
I
like
think that's
skin.
pretty
Like
apropos.
actually, that's exactly. Oh, but anytime you
Like you're
talk about
still like
sex and something else,
you're
I
still
have to write
yanking
that
and you're
shit down.
still getting after it and you're just fucking rubber. Like fuck off. Like fuck the fuck off. And like they're like, oh, like I'm vegetarian or I'm vegan or whatever the fuck they call themselves nowadays. I'm like, you know what? That's good. Keep it to yourself. But to open a business, I mean, like a lot of woke companies, like fucking A&W, is like about as woke as it gets. They were selling these Beyond Meat burgers. Like
No,
there's a handful of outfits out
they still do. There's a
that
lot. There's
they don't
actually a
make
lot
money
of the
off that.
fast
It's a
food
fucking
places.
loss leader. Thank God it's frozen. Like
But a
Wendy's.
lot of the fast food places, McDonald's has one. I think Burger King has one. Like Wendy's has like a
No,
fake
Wendy's
meat
doesn't.
burger.
I got a buddy that I grew up with, used to work at Wendy's. And by the way, guys of our age or our ilk, our generation, it's like some of the most successful people worked at fucking McDonald's or Wendy's when they were like 15, 16, whatever, right? And it's like that's where you learn how to be that guy, like you don't work at a fucking local coffee shop and refuse to do work. No, you show up and you're like fry guy. You learn how to, like you learn what you don't want to do, but it's a work ethic. I got paid. Good for me. And anyway, this guy works at Wendy's and he's like, we actually make the patties out of ground beef every day in the morning. So I don't know how Wendy's could do the Beyond Meat, like whatever the fuck garbage they put into that, the soul poisoning crap that they serve up, like I don't know. But to actually open a business, like fuck, man. Like, I don't know, like, what kind of woke bank would have financed that venture, but I'm telling you this, no one's going. You ask anybody that works for
Wendy's does have a no.
like asshole and woke A&W, anybody that works there, or who that has any knowledge of like what people consume that they sell, will tell you that we probably shouldn't have done the Beyond fucking meat thing. Not for nothing.
Wendy's does have something in some locations in Canada, a plantful burger.
Yeah, well, they can have it. I'm telling you, like,
I'm just saying, like, if you're a vegan,
like
um,
so,
why
so
are you
dumb.
eating stuff that tastes like meat? Like it
Yeah,
it's never made any sense to me. I was a vegan for like
you never told me this. Go on, I want to hear this
no
story.
no I was a vegan for I was supposed to be a vegan for a month, and I was a
Oh,
vegan
like it was like a
for
bad bet.
I was a vegan for like 2.5 weeks, and it was the worst 2.5 meat. It was almost as bad as going without alcohol. Um, like
Almost.
and then someone tried to tell me that if you cook tofu a certain way, it won't taste gross. It did. Um, it was like the only thing that I gained from being a vegan for a month or 16 days was the fact I found Bliss Bakery, which is
That's
on
the one on the
140.
traffic circle, right?
Yeah, on 142 on the
What,
142 street
where they got the
traffic.
frisson now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
the cool thing about that place is they are all their bread products are like no eggs, no like they're vegan, but they taste so good. Like I still buy them. They're great. Like they have the best bagels in the city. They have knish. They have like cheese buns. They have cakes. They I had a what are those called? A donut that's apple fritter.
Oh yeah.
That is to die for.
And are
Um,
you saying that this is all gluten free
No,
or
not
whatever?
gluten free. Like it's vegan. Like they don't use eggs.
Yeah, but it's fucking like a piece of bread.
But it's bread.
A piece of bread is like, what do you fucking? It's vegan. I'm like, hey, you know, like,
They don't like see vegetarian. You can't like a vegetarian. You can have cheese. Like
oh, like a
vegetarian,
vegan.
you can
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a vegetarian. You can have cheese. You can have eggs. You can have milk. You like
Mm.
as a vegetarian, you're allowed to have that. But as a vegan, you can't have cheese.
Like
You
anything
can't
that
have milk.
touches like humanity, like
Can't have
live
eggs.
creatures or whatever.
Or like that comes from like you can't have
So
animal products.
like a bread made with butter or whatever the fuck would be vegetarian, but vegans would
No,
be
but
like
not vegan.
vegans would be like I
Vegan, you have to
refuse.
use the
What was
vegetable
that
or
term
olive
again?
oil or.
Vegans would be like, I refuse against that.
But the good news is the good news about being a vegan. Are you sitting down?
Like what
You can
like?
drink beer.
Oh yeah, I
As
guess.
a vegan, you can
Yeah.
drink beer. So
I'm like the good news about being anything is you can drink beer. So I'm not
But-
seeing a fucking silver lining over there, buddy. By the way, not for nothing, I want to say it right now. Friend of the podcast, Mike Bayrak, just texted me and said happy 52. So I want to shout out. Even though
Thank you,
one
Bayrak.
of our clips, you're like Bayrak's an asshole.
No, I didn't say asshole. I said he sucks.
Okay. Anyway, getting back to the veganism or whatever, the vegetry.
You and your trees.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what I was saying.
We started this whole segment was like you talking about this burger joint that I didn't even know existed, that was not actual meat, that closed down, and
Yeah, they're
like,
closing it down.
and they wanted to write an article about it, which is how you realized or knew about it. I'm
No,
just
I knew
looking
it
at
was
the
there. I
blog.
walked by it all the time when I went to the grocery store to
Yeah,
get
because that's
food.
close to your place, right?
It's close to where I worked
Close.
once.
Yeah, but
Once in a galaxy far, far away. And so I went
Odd Burger, it's called. Yeah,
Odd
fucking
Burger.
odd as fuck, motherfucker. You like
It's a
like
burger without meat.
like
Like
you have burger joints that shut down that sell actual hamburger because like you need enough customers to meet your bottom line.
like a
Like
burger
regular
without
fucking
meat is
hamburgers, motherfucker, and you're gonna
like
open up a fucking vegan outfit. I'm like, good riddance, off you fuck. And I don't cheer anyone's failure, but come on, hopefully you have enough money left that you can buy organic food weekly when you go to the fucking grocery. You social virtually,
okay,
whatever. Yeah,
but
yeah,
but
yeah.
I just want to end this with one statement. A burger without meat is like a midget that is tall. Like, just saying. Um,
Okay, like probably could have done
so it
better.
makes no sense. Uh,
I love you, Carlos.
by the way, the sex with a blow up doll is showing up in the best ofs. As soon as you said that, I had to write that shit down.
There's a few. I
Um,
think we did okay today so far. What else you got there, producer
okay, you know
extraordinaire?
what? We're almost to the end of June,
Hmm.
and June has been Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
We're gonna disagree. I can tell you right
That's
now.
what.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just
It's gonna
no.
be good radio.
I just want to say one thing. You know, men, women, whoever, it doesn't matter. We all struggle in the times that we have. It doesn't matter. Like, I struggle on Father's Day because I lost my
Yeah.
dad. I struggle on days for whatever reason. And all I want to say about mental health awareness is, if you need help, if you're struggling with something, ask for it.
Yep.
That's it. Like, it's just, if you see someone you think is struggling, ask them one simple question. Are you okay?
Yep.
It's okay to not be okay. Knowing what the problem is one step of getting it fixed. Like, we all struggle with stuffs, and you're not going to disagree with me on that. Like, we all struggle, and we have to be aware that even the strongest person on the planet does struggle. You may not see it, they may hide it from you. When my dad was sick, and he tried to act the strongest around us kids, but my mom, he, would let it like, would vent on her, and like, nothing against my dad. I'm just saying that we all struggle, and it's okay to not be okay.
Carlos, are you okay? Do you want to talk? Are you struggling? I feel like I'm embodying that right now. Like,
Give me a second.
like
My beer's empty.
you should dig into the all about men thing. And by the way, I'm okay with that, Carlos.
I had no idea that was gonna go here again. Okay,
No, I'm here.
here's
I'm like all I like. I know you mentioned our mutual affection earlier, and not in a perverse sexual way, like not in the Carlos Mickey way,
okay.
but like, like,
I really liked that until I
put
saw
that up to
All
the
About
camera.
Men.
Put that up to the camera so everyone can see. It literally says all about men. I'm like, oh, I don't. There are no dudes that go. I'd love to meet that guy
Okay,
and have a
I
chat.
bought shampoo
I
and
You
body
already told the
wash.
story.
I bought shampoo and body wash that smells like whiskey.
Yeah, yeah.
So it came
Anyway,
with a flask.
all about man. Think I'm at the park in the summer, hanging out, throwing a frisbee. You're not a guy I'm gonna engage. You're like, You're fucking telling me what you're about. It's like all about men. Can you tell me where the bathroom is? I'm not even asking that question. It's like, hey, the name's Carlos. What can I do for you? I'm all about men. Okay, in all seriousness, I want to get back to your point. Um, the one thing about society, I reckon, at the bare minimum over the last 10 years, but probably more, almost by design over the last 20 years, is this marginalization of manhood. Okay, and like men are different, women are different. Um, I don't even want to. You want to decide to be gay or whatever else, but whatever, that's your business.
All
I
about
I
men.
literally don't give a fuck. Yeah, you want to be like Carlos and all about men. That's I still love the guy. I mean, I do a podcast with him. But the point is that like um people go to dudes, you have like young men that are rudderless because their dads are cucks, or like, they've been told that it's wrong to eat meat or whatever the fuck, like whatever, all kinds of silliness we've seen in society over the last like let's say 20 years. It's like you actually need a dominant male figure in your life. Like, how much time do we devote, Jimmy, Carlos, to talk about our dads and what positive like impacts they had on us? And it's like, you're right about struggles. I mean, like, honestly, a well-led life, like, struggle is part of a well-led life, because that's how you learn. That's how you become better. That's how the plane that crashed led you to invent the plane, if you're the Wright brothers or whatever the fuck. It's like failure is life's greatest like fucking kick in the ass to make exceptional people better. And so, yeah, struggle is like a feature, not a bug in life. And using the same terms, um, adversity and knowing how to manage it, and like with men, not flipping out, not losing your shit, like understanding that, yeah, I'm in a bad spot, but I'm going to sort myself out. Like typically that's more of a male trait. And I'm telling you right now that that's a feature, fellas, not a bug. So when they go, oh, men's mental health awareness, I'm like, you got this. We were literally genetically fucking built for it. When the house is on fire and the family's panicking, you're leading that household. You're showing people how to get out. You're solving problems. Now, you're going to have problems. That's cool. There's support out there. And I don't want to like take away from what you're talking about, Jimmy. If there's, um, bodies out there that you can reach out to that can help you with whatever you're dealing with. But I'm telling you right now, you're a man, you're a male, you've been like XX or whatever the fuck we are. Like, at the end of the day, I can see you laughing. XY,
You
whatever. Like,
what? Okay, before you finish
managing
that,
conflict,
but
managing conflict,
before you
hardship,
finish that
whatever.
statement, what are we? X? Sorry, are we XX or XY?
I don't know. Like, I do real estate.
You
I got
got
an
your
MBA.
masters for
I got an
free.
MBA, but they didn't tell us about biology. But like
Men have a Y, women don't.
XY. Okay, we're XY. Thank you. Appreciate it,
No
Carlos.
problem. And
The
I
point.
didn't dedicate. I didn't get a degree in anything.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is that like, struggle is the definition of a life well led, and it's like learning how to manage that struggle, or actually trusting your instincts that compel you to manage that struggle, is like one of the most rewarding things that a man can do. So, in my opinion, men's mental health, like, we're not all the same. Like, there's some guys that, like, I have a friend, we both have guys that committed suicide or whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, you call me, like, men's mental health month. Like, it feels more emasculating than it
No,
does
it isn't.
empowering when people say that.
Totally,
Not for nothing.
I
I hope you
totally dis.
appreciate, like, you might
No,
disagree with me, but I hope you appreciate what I'm saying.
but let me ask you a question though. Okay, because you and I have argued about this, and it's kind of in the same. It's in the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Okay, you always give me shit because I don't ask for help. Because I want to be independent. I want to do things on my own. And when I struggle and I don't ask for help, you go, "Let me help you." No, I got this. No, but I can help you. No, I got this.
But I give you
I
your room.
I
Like
was taught
I
by
respect that.
I was taught by a very proud man that
Yeah.
to ask for help, and it doesn't matter if it's physical help. It doesn't matter if it's mental help. Like, we all need help. You get help every freaking day. The only reason why you function on this planet is because Andrea goes, "You're doing this." Oh, I'm not gonna fill out the census. Oh, it's already done. Don't worry about it. Like, you function because you get help. We all get help. It doesn't matter if it's mental. It doesn't matter if it's physical. It doesn't matter if it's social. You have no sound.
Sorry. Like I'm with a woman that I love and she's fantastic, and that's called partnership. It's not like help, help. Like if we had like we've had struggles like with stuff with the house or whatever, and luckily, and I'm like super grateful that it's all minor. But the point is that like when we're confronted with hardship, we work together. I'm not like help, like and again, I don't want
Well,
to.
we can't do everything alone, is all I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter if it's
Yeah,
mental, if it's
I'm not
physical.
sure I agree with
You
you.
can't.
Like
I'm okay. I'm okay with you not agreeing with me because
yeah, like
I'm right.
when I separated from my ex-wife, it was like literally January 1st, and it's the like trust me when I say this, it's the one thing that will it's the worst thing that you'll ever encounter in your life if you've been through it. And I still feel that way. I have guilt, I have pain, but I also know that it was the lesser of two evils and it was what it was. But the point is that my point is that like my best friend didn't find out till like fucking Easter, like 4 months later, that I wasn't living with my ex-wife. And I didn't want to burden them with the hardship of having to help me through or whatever the fuck or make them feel like whatever. And it's more like I think I can handle this. And I feel like I mean, like, listen, it's horrible and it sucks and whatever. Like I don't want to get into details about that, but I'm just saying that I'm like, I think I'm capable of not being a burden and being able to manage my hardships. And frankly, I did tell you, I came out stronger,
but you can't. But you
like more
can't always.
self-reliant.
But you can't always make it through by yourself. Like, sometimes things are overwhelming, and I'm speaking and
Yeah,
I'm speaking from personal experience. It doesn't make me a weaker man to ask for help when I'm struggling with the loss of my dad. It doesn't make me a lesser man to ask for help because I'm struggling with something like finding a job. It doesn't make me lesser of a person to I'm selling my cell phone help, asking for help for shit. But the thing is mentally speaking, like it's okay to ask for help.
yeah.
Uh,
No, listen, and
it
Jimmy,
doesn't matter if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're a freaking donkey.
yeah, like
Um,
the whole thing, like my story about my divorce thing or whatever. Like it's anecdotal. That's something that I went through. You talking about your pop, something you went through, but you got a support group. Like you can call me anytime, whatever. Like that's different than like men's mental health thing where it's like when you have struggles, why don't you call us and we're populated by like like liberal education
no, that
institutions that tell you that like
we're not
men are
getting
evil
into
or
that,
whatever.
Mooney. What we're saying is, like a prime example is sometimes people like men, women, whatever. Sometimes they feel like, okay, shit's too hard. I'm gonna end my life.
Yeah, and like God love him and God forgive him
And
or
it's
whatever.
just and
Yeah.
like, I can't deal with this.
That happened to a
I like
friend of mine. Like
and but if he asked for help, he could still be here. Is all I'm saying.
You want to
Is
hear the worst story ever about that? I hate to say it. I'm going to tell you anyway. It's a guy in my fraternity, really good guy, pretty gregarious or whatever, but like he had depression. He was on meds and he went to the Royal Alexandra Hospital because he was out of his meds or he needed more of or a better dose or whatever. And he was in the waiting room and he went there and he goes, I need this, this is my problem. And he waited there for 6 or 7 hours. And he literally went from Royal Alc and he walked to the U of A hospital. And he told him the same thing. And like clearly he was out of meds, but this is chemical.
yeah.
And he waited another multiple number of hours and then they put him in a room. And then like maybe a couple, 3 hours after that, the doctor comes in and he's like dangling from the rafters. And it's like he knew that he had a problem and he knew that it was chemically induced and that he knew that chemicals could help him, like SSRIs or whatever the fuck, would help him out of the hole that he felt that he was in. But he waited so long in the healthcare system or whatever, like it emerged that it's fucking horrible. That's different than like being told that, like, I mean, that's chemical. It's kind of like,
Okay, but
you understand what I'm
there's
saying?
there's a number of different ways that we can look at it. But all I'm saying is it's okay to ask for help if you're a man, if you're a woman,
Yeah,
if you're a
ask your
midget,
buddies.
if you're a bald guy, if whatever, if like when I was struggling,
I'm trying to
with
find this in the prep. Go
no,
on, go on.
when I was I don't even know if this yeah, it was kind of um when I was struggling with the loss of my dad, I went and saw a counselor. Like you
Oh,
don't
good for
even
you.
need to go to your
Yeah,
buddies. You don't need to go to your buddies. You don't like you could just go and go, okay, I'm struggling. And
yeah.
it was it was affecting my personal mindset. It doesn't make me less of a person because I asked for help. Um like we struggle is kind of all I'm getting at.
Okay,
Um
and I'm just saying that like the one of the like there are so many awesome things about being a dude. Like you don't have the period, you don't have to give birth. I mean, like we're the lucky golden boys of like geneticism. But yeah, like and one of the other features is that like yeah, like like when Nakatomi Tower is being attacked by terrorists, unless you're Ellis, like you can actually you know how to, or not know, but like you react more calmly under such circumstances.
like climb
And
through
so
ductwork
yeah,
and go yippee
I'm just
ki
saying,
motherfucker.
yeah, I'm just saying that like when people throw, and no offense, Carlos, but like men's mental health awareness or whatever in your face doesn't mean that you're not running a good show over there, whatever you're doing. And it's like there are problems and there are outliers like the chemical stuff I mentioned. They're like really hard stuff like losing your pop, like Jimmy. And I know we talked about it, like, but not like it's hard to function or whatever. And it's good that you sought help and received it, but you're not like married to that help. You
But
climbed that mountain and like they helped you,
but
they gave you
but
some tips.
time at the time I needed it. And then it helped me give me the
I'm
building
like fair
blocks.
fucks. It's like
But it
it's like going
gave
to
me
the
the
gym.
building
Yeah.
blocks to be able to help myself.
Yeah, you
Like
went to the men's mental
when I
gym, but then
struggled
you
with
went
stuff, I
back to
still
being a man.
journal.
And I'm just saying, it's like, I mean, like when my kid was like in junior high, they used to have like kind of like a little fight club thing. It was just wrestling. And then I get a call from the principal or whatever. And I'm like, really? Like these guys are fucking 13, 14. They're just fucking around, getting out their testosterone. And nobody's hurt. It's not like they're punching the shit out of each other. And you're saying this is a bad thing? Fuck off. They're just boys being boys. Like, and obviously, like we all have a moral compass, and I'm not like I'm just saying that I'm not a big fan of things that emasculate men, and I'll
But
leave it at that.
it doesn't emasculate you to ask for help, is all I'm saying too. If you ask for help and you need it, um,
Yeah, and I know that when you were struggling with your pops, like it is in support of your point. It was exponentially better that you talked to a therapist than if you talked to me. You know,
oh,
it's not
when
not that I
you
would have denigrated you or nothing, but like,
hey, to be honest, when I was struggling with it, I was dealing with a guy who's actually more of an asshole than you, um, which is a great feat. Um, Lachlan Cross, he's a bigger asshole than you. He's had more years in it. Um, and
more
and
practice.
and when I was talking to him about stuff I was dealing with, he goes, "You should go see like you need to see a professional. I can't help you." Um,
Yeah, like there's only so many drunken nights and like tearful like soliloquies
whatever.
about your dad. And it's like more like, somebody
But
that has the
but
professional.
him saying that helped me.
Yeah, yeah.
So technically, he did help me, and the only thing you helped me to do is drink more.
No, we talked about this stuff.
But but
Like when it happened. And
yes,
like um there was physical contact. Like would I wanted more? Sure, Carlos, I would have. But at the time, like I was happy with what I got. But the thing is like I hope that I had a positive impact on the struggles that you were encountering.
I have no idea what the. Okay, so I want to get into one more thing before I
Okay,
punch Lock in the. No, you're not Lock anymore. You're Mooney.
I've
Before
always been Mooney.
so so on a
I'm proud
previous
of it,
podcast.
and I'm not worried
Okay,
about mental health awareness. Anyway, go
so
on.
on a previous podcast, this actually isn't in the prep. This just came in front of my face right
Right?
now.
Why we do
Uh,
this? It's
and
organic.
let's do this. So in a previous podcast, I personally may have admitted that if I had more money as a youth, I would have stalked Shania Twain.
I hope you have that in the best of because
Oh, that is in the best
that was
of.
fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Like it's there. And
If I had
speaking of
more money,
if I had more money, I probably would have stalked her. Was actually the exact quote. Um, she has actually released a new album
oh
that
my
takes her
god,
back to her roots. So she actually did this album in Timmins, Ontario, where she grew up,
yeah, she's like
and
a Métis or
it's
something.
called Little Miss Twain. Was actually the name of the album. It is coming out July 24th, and as a stalker, I may buy it.
Said Shania Twain guy.
I'm all about Shania Twain, baby. Oh, I loved her. Like she was so
It's
like
funny
the
that you
woman.
were like critical of Taylor Swift earlier, but she was like literally like the '90s Taylor Swift. That don't impress me much, and it's like it's bubblegum, like not for nothing. I mean, I'm a Steely Dan yacht rock guy, so you can
Yeah,
understand
you're
that
turned on by guys singing yacht rock
complex
songs.
musical arrangements and
Yeah,
like melody and
and I
whatnot.
have issues like in Shania Twain in tight blue jeans, dancing with a horse. Um,
Like typical male behavior, but now we have to be mental health aware or whatever. I don't know, like. So she has a new record coming out that
yes,
and the
July
feature
twenty
is
fourth. It's called Little Miss Twain. It's going to be a lot of the stuff was done either dealing with Timmins, Ontario, where she
yeah.
grew up, or filmed there.
Mhm.
But
Just like she's had some success and she's making new music. The Stones are coming out with a record about the same time. I'm happy about that. We already talked about that before a few episodes ago, and I'm like, good man. Like Foo Fighters, I think too. Like rock and roll, play guitar, sing, hang out with your buddies. have good melodies, like. But
But
you go on.
all I'm saying is I'm buying that album. I'm not stalking her. I'm just buying that album.
Like you've evolved.
I've evolved. I can't afford to stalk her.
Oh, Carlos, you're the best.
But
Do you want to? I'm gonna do one more, okay? Like escape rooms. I don't think this will take long, and we could wipe it off the
oh,
prep.
that's been on the prep for a long
Yeah,
time.
escape rooms. So,
Okay.
what are your feelings about like? So you and a handful of friends go and you do the escape room thing, and you give them your money and you put your phone in a locker, and you all go in there and you got a bunch of challenges to overcome, and then you can get out of the room and go to another room and whatever, right? Like, how do you feel? First of all, have you done that before?
I've never done that before. I don't know if I can.
I'm glad you said that, Jimmy, because it's fucking garbage. I fucking hate that shit. And the irony is that like the most important person in my life, Graf, like she loves that shit. Like she loves it. And we've done it with like a bunch of people. And it's like she kind of takes control in the room, and like it's all about finding clues. It's like a virtual scavenger hunt, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you find this, and then the door to the next room opens, and then but like we were talking earlier about hamburger joints that don't sell meat. Now we're like trying to explain to like a guy like 200 years ago, people pay money to be locked into rooms to fucking, you know, and every time I've done it, like Tony, you met Tony and Carla, like
Yeah.
Kieran's godfather, and like Carla's a great girl. It's like whenever we've done it with Tony and Carla, it's like Tony and Andrew are like, oh, let's fucking figure this out. And like Carla and I are sitting in the back going, fuck, I wish I had a beer. Like, can't wait to get the fuck out of here so I can
They don't
like
have a bar in those escape rooms?
no, fuck no. No, there's nothing, man. Like this will be better. Like maybe you and I, you know what? If you and I did it, we'd just be sitting there going, looking at our watches, going like,
Well,
yeah.
when
You
are
know
they
what?
letting us out?
We want out, take our money, we're going next door to have a pint. But yeah, this would have been more impactful if you'd actually been to one. But
Okay, so dealing with that, this is going to make me a little bit of a nerd. For those who don't know, I'm a hell of a
just
nerd.
this, eh? Just this, Carlos, eh?
So,
Like,
so,
you're fucking balls deep nerd.
so back a few years ago, they did a reboot of the MacGyver series, and actually, the MacGyver character, he basically found something to pick the lock, or whatever. Like he just jerry rigged
Yeah,
something to figure out how to open the
sure.
door. That's how what I would have done. I would have like, okay, we're gonna attach this here and just pull. Just saying. But
So they rebooted MacGyver.
yes,
Yeah, I haven't heard of it, so it
2000
probably didn't do very well.
lasted 5 seasons.
Oh, okay. Well, then it did well. I mean, like more than 2 seasons.
MacGyver itself back in the 80s was 7 seasons.
Oh, well played. Oh my God, it's coming after it with the farts. Good for you.
Oh, you could hear it on the mic.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh,
Okay. Speaking of which, reboots. Like I don't know. Like this is total 70s, and like I was a babe. Like I was, um, when this shit was playing, I would have been too young, but it influenced so many things. Rockford Files, Jim Rockford, influenced Magnum PI, influenced a whole
yes,
bunch of
he
like the PI shows.
what was his name?
James, James,
Gardner.
yeah, James Garner. He was in some of those great war movies too, like from the '60s. But anyway, Rockford Files, and by the way, maybe one of the greatest theme songs ever You know what I'm talking about when
I think so.
yeah. And anyway, they're remaking it with the guy from Navy SEALs, and he was in Bones. David Boreanaz.
Barry Ellis or Borealis or
David Boreanaz or whatever the fuck his. I'm
yeah,
like, I will be watching that
because
show.
he was in Navy SEALs. He was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer
Well, I
and
didn't know that.
Angel,
Like,
um,
I don't consume that.
Bones.
I'm not a mental health guy. I don't consume all that stuff like you, Carlos.
I'm a nerd
But I'm
though.
just saying, like, I really liked him in the Navy SEALs thing, and I watched all those episodes, and I guess it's done. But he's doing Rockford, and I'm like, oh, I mean, listen, I'm not a Hollywood guy, but I'm like, if someone's gonna do Jim Rockford, I'm not disappointed with that fella. And hopefully they keep the whole like the whole theme, right? Right?
The thing is
Right?
when they did the MacGyver, they had some of it, but they revamped it with a lot of techno.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Like they redid Magnum, which is maybe my favorite action
And
thing, and that was a pretty good show. Like Ed
but
Higgins was a
the
chick, and then at first you're like, "What the fuck?" But then they added drama, and it was good.
but the remake of Magnum was done really well, even though Higgins was a chick.
Yeah,
And
they cleverly not only made her a chick, but made her a love interest. So it's like,
and she was
you
cute.
know.
Yeah, I
Oh, for
like that
sure.
show.
And also they did Hawaii Five O, and that lasted for a long time. And
Oh,
like
I
the one of
love
the
that show.
yeah, me too, man. Like, and one of the greatest things about Hawaii Five O is um, like Dano, was like James Caan's kid.
Oh yeah, and they brought in
And
James Caan.
he was really good. Like that was
Yeah,
a really good show. Like,
actually, the Hawaii 5-0 remake. They also brought back some of the original characters, like the
oh yeah,
actors
oh
from the
100%.
original series
Yeah, yeah,
as different characters to
yeah.
make cameo or
They did that
reoccurring.
with Magnum.
Which
Like Rick was on the
oh
Magnum,
yes,
and
hundred
TC was
percent.
on, and it was like you're a
Oh
different guy. But I
oh,
love that, man. Like I fucking grew up on. I've got a Magnum shirt, and like the Tigers ball cap. I mean, I love that shit. So good. And
yeah,
so
no,
now we're talking about like Rockford Files, and like all the PI stuff is basically like, and I've read all the books, but it's a take on like Philip Marlowe, right? Like that loner PI angle, like those and it's not spy, but like and like
but the Ferrari, come on, like in the
yeah,
Magnum,
it's a gimmick,
yeah, but it's come on, dun dun
like
dun. Oh,
oh yeah,
the
and
theme of
yeah,
that one.
yeah, all like the one thing that the three shows we're talking about like had in common was like a fucking sick, like like an intro title song or whatever, right? Like
and and
theme,
and they
theme,
but
theme.
in the intro theme was slightly different. They changed it a little bit, but
Oh,
still
for
had
Magnum,
it
yeah, yeah,
for
and Hawaii
Magnum,
5
but
yeah,
and Hawaii 5-0, but they still had the core, the like
yeah.
that you could just hear it and you go, oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you, like Rockford Files, that like theme song was so unique. There's no way you're gonna do anything to that. I'm just, like fucking play the original. Like it's so good.
oh yeah.
Not for nothing. But yeah, like Raymond Chandler had the whole like Philip Marlowe thing, and I've read the books, and it's just that loner guy, and it's like a whole like we talk men's mental health awareness. It's like the internal dialogue playing out in front of your eyes, and I think it's great. So yeah, like big fan of Rockford. I'm glad, and they picked a good guy too. Like he was great in the SEAL show.
Keep talking.
David Boreanaz or whatever. Oh, All About Men is fucking sucking back mad juice.
You're
Nice
getting into
work, Carlos.
you're getting into your feelings. I need to.
But yeah, like I'm excited about Rockford Files. And like I hope they still have that shitty trailer in a parking lot. Like now that it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the 2026, maybe it's a Walmart. Who knows, man? But Jim Rockford, uh, and like James Garner, God bless him, like, he's up there. What a legend! Like men
Yeah.
teaching men how to be men. Fuck out of here, in my opinion.
But actually, you know what? We're gonna give our fans a special treat today.
Are you taking that shirt off?
No.
Are you?
The special treat of this podcast being our 52nd podcast.
Yep.
Our treat for all of you listeners out there is we are not going to have Mooney do sports. Because you know what? He has talked a lot on this podcast
I
today.
have some.
And you know what? I've had enough. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you have had enough. And if not, drink more. And you will. But any last words, Mooney?
Yeah, I'm gonna
This
say.
is this is our 52nd podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
1 year ago. Actually, before you give your statement,
Go ahead.
yeah, we actually missed 1 week
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But we did our first podcast 1 week before Canada Day, and Canada Day is next week.
Yeah.
So we're off by a little bit, but not much. Just saying. Because our first podcast was 3 days before Canada Day.
I do have something to say, and I know you had your little soliloquy, but you were being sarcastic because it's hard for you. You know, like even though you're all about men, Carlos, um, we had the best friends talk a couple 3 episodes ago, and I'm telling you, like I said, it's like it's not fair. Like a man who's rich in friendship, like can't go like single out anything. Just go like I'm glad that like you don't pick out one chaff of wheat. You just go I'm grateful that I had a big crop. But I will say that you are, yeah, dude, you're in that category, and I fucking love you, and I'm glad that we're doing this, and I look forward to it every week. And like, what man would want more than that? Is all I'm going to say.
But one thing that I would like to also do to kind of go with that is the fact that we were talking about best friends, but our best friends growing up, our best friends through our lives, is friends that are there in different situations. Like my best friend when I was in high school is still
that's your sister or whatever, that guy, right?
He dated my sister, but yeah, come on, don't ruin this shit for me.
Sorry, wow. Carlos.
Okay, no. Wow. But then I became friends with Lachlan Cross, and he was one of my best friends. And actually, as I grew up as an adult, some of my best friends, I was their only friend. And Lachlan Cross, Chris Mooney.
Yeah.
Because your best friends hang out with you more when I'm there because I'm kind of a buffer. But
the bounty of riches that James P. White provides in terms of buffery and midgetry and like tomfuckery and what can you show everyone the flask that you're drinking from? What does it say? Turn it around. It says all about men. There you go.
It says there's an N on it. There's
It's
somewhere.
all about men.
It's out. It's out N.
Who buys that?
Okay, it came with whiskey
with the
smelling
whiskey, yeah, like
whiskey smelling.
like you don't even have to
I
worry about.
actually
You don't have
didn't
to
know what
worry
was
about
written on the
drinking.
flask.
You don't have to worry about drinking when you leave the house. People will think you're drunk from the jump. Well played, Carlos.
Okay, welcome to the last podcast of the Bald and Short of It podcast. I am James P. White.
This is
And
fun,
that is
man.
Chris
I
Mooney.
love you. Episode
Okay,
52.
This is
love you, man.
episode 52. This is the last podcast of our first year. Hopefully, we have a second if one of us isn't in jail.
As long as Jimmy doesn't quit, we're good to go.
Or Mooney's not dead. Again, on this podcast, I'm pretty sure if you listen to other episodes, I've threatened his life more than once. One of which was I was going to kill him with a lightsaber. But see you next time.
Circling the toilet